Hello guys, good evening. You're welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia. If you're just seeing my face for the first time, thank you, welcome. I'm a Nigerian. I live here in South Africa with my family and I make various content. I'm sure you will like it on this channel, definitely. Please, if you're not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. It's just a click away from you, and when you do, hit on the bell sign. That's where you'll be notified of my subsequent videos. Okay, and to all my returning subscribers, thank you very much. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are the real deal. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Yes. Yeah, so in today's video, what prompted this video is actually a subscriber's comments. She said, I wish you can do a video of public hospital experience, especially as a migrant family. They usually say our hospitals are terrible, but I had two experiences of great care, both at she called the two hospitals. I've used private care at Netcare, and the experience was not far apart. I was so surprised that the government hospitals are getting better. So yes, she said I should make a video. So I just said to myself, okay, Olivia, why are you here? You're here to make videos. I just want to compare private hospitals in South Africa versus public hospitals. Okay, I just want to make a disclaimer. I am not a regular public hospital user because, of course, the reasons being that I have a medical insurance, medical aid, and if you have medical aid, you rather go to the private because I'll give you reasons and I will just compare the two services. But however, my husband is a medical doctor here in South Africa and he works with the public hospital. You know, he takes sections, and also he has worked there for years, like since I can remember. And I also have friends who work in the public hospital. Most of my friends are ladies here in South Africa, medical doctors, and their husbands are medical doctors, and my cousin is a medical doctor. In fact, I have experiences with medical doctors here in South Africa, and I have also attended a few times. My mom has been to the public hospital once when she came. That was once. Subsequently, we got her medical aid before she came into the country. Okay, let me just compare it so that you will know how it works, and I'll tell you the flaws. But let me just debunk that public hospitals in South Africa are not terrible. They are good, in fact as good as private hospitals. But let's just talk about the differences between the public and the private hospitals. I just want to also say that the first time my mom came to South Africa, when I had my little girl Nico, my first daughter, because we were living in the hospital premises then, and she went to the hospital. She was admitted because her sugar was high or something. She was admitted for 1 or 2 days, and she was like, really, is this a hospital? And we said, yes, this is even a public hospital. She said, oh my god. She told everybody in Nigeria that was her experience. So the public hospitals are very, very good here in South Africa, as good as the private hospitals. Although there's a reason you might want to choose the private over the public, or there's a reason you might also want to choose the public over the private hospitals. The reason the person made that comment is because I said I gave birth in the private hospital for all my 3 daughters, and she was like wondering if I can at least comment. So I'm here to talk about, if you don't know anything about South African hospital, I'll just give you a nutshell of how the public and the private works to my own understanding and in my own experience. Okay, please, if you have any correction, if you have a better understanding, if you know better than me, kindly write it down in the comment section, and also inform people. I like the way South Africans behave. They like to educate people a lot on the comment section. I really appreciate you guys. So if you have more information than me, put it on the comment section. Okay, thank you. So comparing South African government hospital to South African private hospitals, the first, there's a dog barking. Don't mind that dog, please. The first thing is that for you to go in to be admitted or go into the South African public hospital, you have to be referred. You have to come with a referral letter. From my own understanding, you don't just jump into the public hospital. I think you will have to come from the clinic sisters. If you will have to go to the clinic, then the clinic sisters will then refer you to go and see the doctors in the private hospital. That's one difference between the public and the private. So you come with a referral letter from the clinic sisters, then you can go and see the doctors in the public hospital. And then in the public hospital, you just pay a stipend of 90 rand. As at the time I know. I don't know if it has increased. Whereas in the private hospitals in South Africa, you mostly have a medical aid before you go to the private hospitals. You pay with your medical insurance. Of course, you should be contributing medical insurance bills every month, which are not cheap. Yes, they are not cheap, yeah, but you pay. If you have a medical insurance, then you can go into the private hospital, and you don't need any referral. You can just have a headache tomorrow and you go to the accident and emergency. Then if the emergency doctor see that it's serious, they can call the specialist. Okay, that's one thing I know, difference between the public and the private, how you at least go in. So in the public, they collect a token, but in the private, you pay. Even if you don't have medical insurance, you will pay heavily. That is the difference, the first difference between the public and the private hospital. The first and only time I think I went to I was having a miscarriage. Yeah, I think I was having a miscarriage or something. Was it I was having a miscarriage? Or I was having a stomach ache. Then I wasn't pregnant yet. I went to the public hospital, and that was when I paid the 90 rand I'm talking about. Then that wasn't when I was having a miscarriage. So that is one difference. So another comparison of what you should know about the public and private hospitals in South Africa is both the public and the private hospitals have specialists. Yes, the private hospitals in South Africa have specialists and the public has specialists, but the difference is that specialists like psychologists, pediatricians, gynecologists, dentists, and I think the basic specialists, the orthopedic, are in the public hospitals as well as the private hospitals. But the difference, I think, with the public and private, how you will see a specialist, that the public specialists, from what I know, is that they have days they consult. They don't consult every day. Possibly they have their own practices, I don't know. Then they have days that they consult with the government hospital. So if you want to see a gynae, of course your case has to be severe for you to see a gynae in the public. Then they will have a days where they can come and see, where you can come in and see the gynae or the ped or the psychologist or the dentist or something like that. Because another experience I had with the public hospital was last year when I still had a living nanny. She had a toothache. Oh my God, she just said literally her tooth was aching her, and I said, okay, you have to go to the hospital. She went and they extracted her tooth the next day. Immediately they say, okay, she came late the first day I drove her. She came late, the dentist has left. I think it was past their work time, and they said, okay, they booked her in the next day. The dentist extracted her two teeth or so. So the public is good and they have those services, but you just have to, there's a way you navigate those services. Whereas the private hospitals, they have all the specialists you can think of. Then you pay. Immediately you come in, you can see them anytime you want to see them, so long as you have your medical insurance or you have the cash to pay. The cash is a lot. The medical insurance also charges a lot. So that's the difference. Then another difference is that all the other specialists that you don't see in maybe level 1, level 2 government hospitals, public hospitals, you can see them in the level 3 and level 4 public hospitals. That's the tertiary hospitals and big hospitals where they train specialist doctors and medical doctors. So yeah, you can see them every day. Your case has to be very, very severe for you to be a case where you have to go to the tertiary hospital but to see the doctor. But if your case is that severe, they will take you. You will be there. Another difference between the public and the private is that those big doctors, that you can see in the public hospitals, the tertiary hospitals are also public hospitals. You might be on queue for long, for depending on how the case is. Maybe you want to do fibroid, or you want some kind of complicated procedure or something like that, where they don't do it in the level 1 and level 2. You might be on the waiting list then, but you will get it done at the end of the day. When it is your turn, you get it done. People that treat like cancer specialists, all those oncologists and urologists and all those, they have them in the big public hospitals. But if you want to see them, you'll be on the queue, but you will see them. That is the good thing. I love South African hospital. Honestly, I love South African hospital, but you will see them. Definitely you will see them. But however, if you have medical aid now, you can access those doctors as at whenever you want, immediately. They'll call the specialist will book you in. Assuming you want to see this specialist A and he's not available, the same kind of specialty, you can look for another specialist who has a space and You just, so long as you have your medical insurance. So that's the difference. So I don't know somebody that will come and say that the public hospital in South Africa is trash. To be honest, how you know somebody that doesn't know South Africa or anything, the way they talk or what they say? Anybody that knows South African hospital can never say that the public hospital is trash. Where are you coming from? Are you coming from Nigeria and you're saying it's trash? Or are you coming from Zimbabwe or Kenya? Or where are you coming from and you say South African public hospital is trash? No, you might say you can wait a little depending on what your case is, but I mean, then giving birth in South African public hospital is literally the same. See, when it comes to giving birth in South African public hospital, if you need to do a cesarean section, the GPs, very experienced GPs like my husband, those ones that are very experienced, can do the cesarean. Not can do, they normally do the cesarean. The GP, the cesarean does not wait for the gynaes, no, in the public hospital. And those GPs are good, trust me. They're as good as gynaes when it comes to cesareans. Okay, that's the public hospital. Then if you need if you're doing a natural birth, of course the sisters are there, the midwives are there to take the delivery. But when it comes to the private hospital, Netcare, Life, Mediclinic, all those ones, if you are giving birth there with cesarean, of course it's the specialist now. You've been seeing a gynae, so it's the specialist that will do the cesarean for you. And I tell you, it's the same. If I can say so myself. Of course, specialist is a specialist. I'm not disputing that fact, but those doctors that do all those cesarean and other things and anesthesia in the public hospital, they're also good. They're well trained. Some of them have diplomas in anesthesia and they have advanced courses in anesthesia, and some of them has, like my husband, most of them have diploma in obs and gynaes, and some of them have, you know, advanced courses in obs and gynaes. So that's one thing I like about South African hospitals. That is one thing I can tell you about the delivery part of public and government. Okay, because of course the government, they are being paid by the government. The private is the guy that is collecting his money, so he's the one that is going to do the CS. So another difference is that maybe in public you can't choose your specialist. If you need to see a specialist, is anyone that is available. In the private hospital, you can choose your specialist. Any specialist, there are different specialists. South Africa is good. There are different specialists, so you can choose any specialist you want. That's another difference I can tell you. So you choose your specialist in the private, while in the public, any specialist that is available will see you. But another thing is that both government and private, both are clean. They are clean, and both government and private have very qualified. In fact, they don't use anybody that is not qualified. Very super qualified people. In fact, the ones in the government even see more cases. So you can imagine, because experience is the best teacher. Medicine is like a handiwork. If you're doing it every day, you will know it very well. It's experience. So those in the public are very experienced, as well as those in the private as well. So that's the difference. Both the public and the private hospitals are very clean, very, very clean, very, very clean to the core. I've been there, but in both cases, the private might give you more incentive because you're paying, right? You're paying a lot. Maybe if you, depending on your medical aid plan, you might have a private room for delivery. Like I did have a private room for delivery. I don't know why they put me there. Is it because of my medical aid plan or whatever? I think you can have that incentive, but I don't think in the government hospital you have a private room. No, I doubt. No, I don't think they have that capacity to give people private rooms for delivery. That's the difference. But you have the sisters at your beck and call in both public and private. You have the cleaners in both public and private. You have facilities. The whole equipment are there in both public and private. They are very, very equipped when it comes to medications, and when it comes to machineries, and when it comes to manpower. In the government, they might be a little bit understaffed, I doubt. But if anyone is understaffed, maybe it might be the government just a little, but not significantly. But when it comes to the private, of course, they are very, very well staffed. And that's basically what I feel that are the difference between public and private hospital. But I will tell you, and I can beat my chest, even if I'm not in this country tomorrow, I'm not going to come tomorrow and say that South Africa has a trashy medical system, both the public and the private. See, I don't know how people think. Whoever that tells you that person has his reason, and I know for a fact that person is not being truthful. Maybe if the person maybe is in the future, maybe who knows how things will be in the future, but I don't think so. The person might come, but not now that we know, it's not possible. South African medical system is still top notch, and the government hospital is still good. the private hospital is still good. It's still very good. So tell me on the comment section what you think. Do you think the public is really trashy, and do you think which one do you think is better? And yeah, this is my experience between the public and the private hospital in South Africa. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not yet subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button, like, share, comment, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.